Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well out there. I just thought that I'd share a few thoughts about this eclipse that we've just experienced on August 27th. That is a partial lunar eclipse, 4 degrees of Pisces, that was conjunct the North Node, 29 degrees of Aquarius. Combining the theme of emotional completions and endings with the collective mind, what we are processing not only as individuals, but in relationship to specific groups and alliances. And there's been an opposition with Mercury, a lot of thoughts, a lot of memories rising to the surface, and a square from Uranus, which has brought the impact of revelation and shocks, literal, figurative, metaphorical, all different kinds of shocks. Perhaps the most shocking world news that we've received is the massive flood that occurred on the border of Nepal and Tibet, affecting hundreds of people, animals, and structures. Very devastating. The mud has just really submerged in a matter of seconds. It's just crazy to see the footage of what happened. And so I looked up the charts of China, Tibet, Nepal, and the one that jumped out the most to me was the chart of Nepal. I didn't have time to upload this today, but I will include a link for those that would like to take a look. This is the chart for September 1st, 1767 in Kathmandu. And this gives a Virgo sun in conjunction with Neptune. Neptune being 5 degrees Virgo, and that means that Mercury, 5 degrees, was exactly opposite of Neptune. And, well, the moon and sun close enough to have impact. And Neptune rules water, in addition to many other things that are not corporeal, not physical. But this is a really strong clue, the strongest that I found in any of the charts. Plus, Nepal has a sun in conjunction with Mars in Virgo as well. So that's going to be something that they're dealing with for a while, the aftermath of this tragedy. There are eclipses that seem to impact us all unanimously in the same way, and those that affect us all very uniquely according to our own proclivities, where we are at the time, other circumstances in our lives and our sensitivities, and so on. This particular eclipse has been one that I've noticed a lot of people have been struggling with immensely, emotionally, on a lot of different levels, as though it's not just one thing going on, but a lot of things either falling apart or revealing the level of pain that's been carried internally for a very long time. And so there's been this sort of dam burst of emotion, of backed up emotions and experiences that have yet to be healed. And it's been very painful for a lot of people, and a lot of physical symptoms as well. Injuries, accidents, flare-ups of old issues, just aches and pains and different ailments that are indications of areas that we've been storing our emotional pain and trapped emotions. And it calls to mind for me that saying, the organs weep the tears, the eyes refuse to shed. This is a very profound saying, and it's so true. A lot of us hold our grief in and other places, our lungs, our back, some of us even in our feet. And so this is a time where we are coming to terms with what we've been carrying. And also, because Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac, it brings us in touch with the result of prior actions. not just our own actions, but the actions of those who came before and the actions of those whom we are dependent upon or closely related to, because sometimes other people make choices and decisions that have a huge impact upon us. Everything is interconnected in this way. And so Pisces really shows us all of these different ways that we affect each other. And so there's a lot of sensitivity here. This means it would be wise for us to move and speak more carefully over the next few days in support of releasing that which no longer serves a purpose for us, or in recovering from whatever just hit, and being very gentle with one another, because it's been something that I think a lot of people will look back on later this year and still be processing, actually. Even if the themes that have arisen during this period are past tense, things that have already occurred that are now finally being reconciled or dealt with appropriately. And after all, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and this is the planet of abundance and higher perception and a connection with the greater world around us, including spiritually. So we can elevate our thinking and we can experience some kind of transcendence, some kind of liberation from prior limitations. But in most cases, there are exceptions. For some people, this will be, finally being liberated from monetary constraints and having a sense of flow and abundance in their lives. But I think for a vast majority of people, that the experience is more emotional and spiritual, that something has given way to a greater sense of awareness and flow. And even if conditions are not perfect, or even if conditions are still very difficult, at least there's a new understanding, or one has become aware of the tool set that enables them to move forward with greater effectiveness and ease. These are just a few thoughts. I know there are many other dimensions of experience associated with this eclipse, but hopefully something resonated with you today. And I'll be back as soon as I can with more updates and inspirations. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, this has been Yeri of Astrology Healing Arts.